do maybe some basic.
I've got a blood pressure cuff,
That's
I've
it.
got a stethoscope, so I need to
So,
fill out.
April, try not to move anymore,
Blood
okay,
pressure.
because we haven't kind of centered where we want to be. All right?
Okay, so then,
Go check that.
after we do the interview, what's your time constraints? Because she was very clear to me yesterday.
Gotta be out of here by no later than 11:10.
Okay, we'll make it work. Okay, it's fine, I should have.
Okay, everybody, cameras are rolling and Doc, you're
Do you,
on.
Thank you for coming, that's great.
do you have that, Kristen?
I'm sending it to Tom right now.
Oh, yeah, Tom, I need to get something printed up that I usually try to take some notes as I go along.
Do you want a pad?
No, she's gonna print something up that I.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna get it right
If you
now.
can, that'd be great. Thanks. We rolling?
You're rolling, you're on.
Okay, good. April, my name's Michael Biggs.
Hello there.
I got kind of unusual practice that I do. People don't come to me because they're sick. People come to me because they're not feeling optimal. There's a big difference. People who don't feel like they're maximizing their health potentials, there's something going on, you may have been to a couple doctors, they've tried you on some medications, nothing seems to be working well, you're not getting your needs met. It's not that you're sick, just that you're not, again, the best word is optimal. So my job is to try to figure out, if we can, it's like a puzzle. Everybody I sit with becomes a puzzle. A puzzle has pieces. The pieces that are important to me are, I need to ask you a bunch of questions about who you are and where you've been and how well you chose your parents and all kind of stuff. What's going on in your life. That takes a little time. We may or may not get to all that today, but we'll do some of it, the basics. Some of the stuff that we need to talk about is pretty personal. So I tell everybody up front that my world is about anonymity. Thank you.
And blood work too?
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So the pieces are me finding out a little bit about you. Normally what I do is an examination of people. Today's going to be probably just a blood pressure. After running around this city, it should be well elevated. And then the third piece is that sitting with you and going over lab parameters. Because I don't think we've gotten your labs yet. We've got some compositions, but an important part about what I do is labs. Because a lot of my treatment's based on the treatment's based on two major principles. One is that if you ask somebody the right questions and you got enough time, they actually will tell you what's bugging them. And a lot of times tell you what's wrong. But you gotta listen and you gotta ask. And number two is the blood does not lie. So I put those together and oftentimes we can come up with something that is helpful for you, impacts your life in a way that you want to have that impact.
Cool.
So I'm a recovering conventional doctor. I practiced conventional medicine for many years. I was a colorectal surgeon, I was a primary care. The only two things I've really given up are, I was a ring doc for the cage fighters, for the MMA. The liability got to me, I quit that. And I was a medical examiner for 35 years, and so I had enough dead people. So that was part-time gigs. But this is what I do full-time for about 20 years. All right, enough about me. Can we talk about you for a moment?
Go ahead if you must.
Bear in mind that although I know we're filming this, that I do not share information normally with doctors, lawyers, insurance companies, or spouses. Everything that you and I will discuss, either on camera or off camera, I will sacrosanct and private. So that's kind of the way I work. Anonymity is what this is about. All right, a couple of hard questions. Let's start with how old are you?
52.
52, that came out so easy. How is your health in general? Would you describe your health in general?
I think my health is pretty, I was gonna say optimal, but with the exception of last year, I've sort of been sliding off that, being on the beam. But I think for 52, I'm pretty good. No medications, all my
Okay.
supplements.
Supplements?
I do take supplements.
Okay, well, I'm gonna, at some point, you may have not filled out my questionnaire, but I got a pretty lengthy questionnaire that I'm gonna ask you to fill out online, and that has a whole lot of stuff that I would normally have already. But
I have a photo.
any surgeries?
No.
No surgeries. Minor surgery, tonsils, eye surgery, dental extractions, nothing.
No,
Really?
I know, it's kind of frightening.
Yeah, it is, yeah, good for you. Any allergies to foods or medicine?
Just drugs and alcohol.
Make you wake up and, yeah, break out and.
Break out in handcuffs?
Break out in handcuffs.
Yes, I break out in handcuffs
And we're
and,
gonna talk about, I wanna talk about that piece of it, because that's an important piece of it. It's just some basic outline. Ever been in a hospital for
We
anything?
didn't move back. This FYI, before you continue, she came into this late, so we didn't get new blood work. This
But
is
that's 1
from
year
last
ago.
year.
Oh, okay.
So I have something. for you.
11 months ago.
Okay.
Any,
Is he good now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Pregnancies.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of fertile turtle, unfortunately, and no children to speak of, so,
So
yeah,
you had pregnancies, they didn't, they were terminated.
yes.
Okay.
Believe me, I pray about it every day,
Yeah, well, you know what? I've
Yeah.
got 3 of them. Sometimes it's overrated, that's all.
Oh my God, Doc, take it back. He
No,
doesn't mean it.
No, I love my kids, I do. So in terms of current things going on in your life, are you still, and now I need to get into kind of a personal area with you here. You said no hospitalizations for anything, kidney stones, broken bones. Were you hospitalized for recovery?
Oh, a bad back, actually, a herniated disc for like 3 days. I froze up in the street and an ambulance had to pick me up, and I think it was psychosomatic. I was in the Chelsea Hotel for 18 years, and I was in transition, leaving that space to another space, and I was handling it what I thought quite well, and my body received that information differently, and I seized up on it.
No surgeries, no treatment, no just rest?
That's when I decided to get serious about the weight, and you're right, I did go to doctors that said, nothing we can do, it's arthritic, you know, that I go, you could have said you could lose 40 pounds and get fit and take the stress off your lower back and your knees, but they didn't, so I went on a mission to like figure out how I was gonna get better, and now my back doesn't rule me, but I keep it at bay.
Okay. Part of what happens to a woman at 52, we start looking at too, is where you are in the whole change cycle. Are you through your change yet? Have you?
No, I'm currently in it, and I see this woman here in the city, Virginia Reith, about hormones, and I do bioidentical.
Oh, good. So you are taking medications.
Oh, that is
I
bioidentical.
knew if I pushed you long enough.
Okay, then you
told
would
me
figure it
everything.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't consider that a med, I thought it was a hormone.
Tell me what you're taking.
I'll get you that information. It's very mild, whatever it is.
Well, there are, in my world, there are usually 3 major things that women take to rebalance them once the hormones stop coming. Estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So,
I don't know if it's a combo, but it's a little cream that I put in certain areas in the lymphatic areas. And I just
Yeah.
started it recently,
Right.
about 6 months ago.
All right, so are you having hot flashes? Were you?
I was prior.
Okay. Night sweats?
It wasn't really, I didn't go as far as like sweating, but I just felt the heat rise up in my body. But I haven't felt it since I started the proper diet, exercise, and this bioidentical stuff.
So you stopped with hot flashes
Yep,
and night sweats?
yep.
How about vaginal dryness?
I do a portion of the suppository, which has moisture and for vaginal health that you do like twice a week. And that also has a mild amount of the same thing that I do.
Every doctor does it a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. Part of it is it working for you? Did your doctor take blood tests for the hormone before
Yes.
And she tests your blood regularly?
Yes,
Blood or sputum? Or urine?
blood,
Blood. Good.
yeah.
How about issues with sleeping? Having trouble with sleeping?
No, I just find in the last maybe 3 years, I've started waking up in the middle of the night, but I'm finding that this new regimen has
Should have.
changed that.
Yeah. How about, you said you had lost a bunch of weight. Is weight loss still an issue for you? Body composition, where are you at?
Yeah.
So you have some fat accumulation you'd like to do something with? Or-
Right, my thing is like maintaining. I got to a really great place about a year ago where I was hitting my optimal, 40 pounds lighter, getting strength training, really finding momentum, and then, a change of this, a change of a nutritionist, and just old habits coming back. So I'm on the constant quest of like getting that and
Muscle-
keeping it.
Muscle reduction, endurance, is that off too?
No.
Good. Okay.
No, it's just me and the food, my relationship to food. But as far as weight training, consistently, 3 times a week and doing hot yoga, I came in not too bad on the muscle area because I'm on my feet all day. I work 5 days a week. I'm very busy outside of that.
How's memory and brain fog? How's that?
I think Cognitex, brain Cognitex, I take different supplements. I would think it's good. I don't know if it's the memory loss is due to this, aging and stuff, or if it's due to me just taking too much on my plate and
So-
I just drop off
All
certain
right, so
things.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Libido.
that's been on the rise with the bioidentical.
Okay. Would you like it to be better?
Actually, I wanted to cut back because it was somebody not currently in my life. I'm like, this is not useful. Me wanting to scrape the paint off the walls, can we reduce my levels? So that's funny, but I did kind of scale back on it a little bit. I don't think there's a problem there. I think I had a healthy appetite for libido, but these things revved it up a bit too much.
So, had you completely misplaced your periods when you went on hormone replacement? You stopped having periods
I stopped having those before anything about a year ago.
a year ago? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at 51, I hit a full year. Prior to that, about a year or two of irregular.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When you were a kid, did you have PMS that when you were young?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it late too. I was 15.
15, yeah.
And they would make me physically ill.
Miss school sometimes?
No, unfortunately.
Your mother
But,
made you go together.
yeah.
Yeah.
But diarrhea, extreme pain. I would take 800 milligrams of Motrin sometimes. It wouldn't even work with the regular dose.
Okay. But you had no trouble getting pregnant, though? That,
No.
you had trouble not getting pregnant?
Yeah, I had trouble not getting pregnant.
So you've had a recent physical by someone? Okay. In terms of what you have had, in terms of diagnostics, are you current with pelvic and pap smear?
Yes.
How about mammography?
Yep.
Eye exam?
Probably, yeah, a year ago. I'm due for another one. I feel like this year my eyes really took a dive.
The eye exam isn't whether you can see the DD or not, by the way. The eye exam is two things, really. The back of the retina, that you really don't even know what's going on there. And checking for early cataract formation, but the big one is that possibility of putting your eye for glaucoma, which is kind of a naughty thing because there's no wavy line, there's no pain, just one morning you wake up blind and it's permanent. So it's, we're keeping track of it.
Wow, I'm so
Yeah.
glad you said that because I really didn't think of an eye exam that way.
Yeah.
My mother has glaucoma.
Oh, you get to somebody quick then, because it's denser. We're gonna talk about family in a minute. What about current with dental?
Yes.
Have you ever had a cardiac stress test? On a treadmill, running on a treadmill?
No.
No, okay. How about colonoscopy?
Yep, I'm current with that. Just started those. Those are fun.
There's a good time.
Oh, yeah, party.
I've done 1,000.
Gatorade.
How about bone density? DEXA
A
scan.
what?
A DEXA scan for both, checking for osteoporosis. Have you ever had a check for osteoporosis?
I don't think so.
Okay. How long ago was your last physical?
Well, I'm not due for it yet, so within the year.
Okay. Ever been a smoker?
Oh, big time.
How long, are you still smoking?
No, I quit 9, 10, 11 years ago, maybe?
Good. And if you, okay.
But I smoked from on and off from the age of 12 to, 40.
Yeah.
So, and I put them away. I wasn't like a 1 or 2 a day. I was a full packer.
Tell me about your diet.
My diet's been really good when it's good the last couple of years when David Barton got me onto this whole metabolic and nutrition, and so
So you're seeing a nutritional counselor?
through David Barton, like they do the whole metabolic, this
Yeah,
would
okay,
come
right.
up and he would sort of, and it was a lot worse than what you're seeing now. So he said, I thought I was healthy, and he literally sat me down and he goes, so you think you're healthy? He goes, you're so far from being healthy. And he made me cry.
Great.
And he goes, and that's an imbalance of your hormones, so between the supplements and the training and the food. So I do intermittent fasting. I have been for the past 2 years. So I don't start eating until after 12. And I try and stop eating at 8 o'clock at night, 8 or 9 o'clock, but lately, at 11 o'clock I'll be having stuff. So
It's easy to get beyond the intermittent fasting. You got about a 7-hour window, and then after that, you gotta stop, if you're really gonna do it.
right,
You don't have
right.
to do it every day, you take a day or two, or you can cheat a little bit, it's all right. How about exercise? You have a regular exercise program?
Yeah.
Resistance and aerobics, both?
No, the aerobics are really minimal. 10-minute hits is all I've been suggested to do.
Okay, that's good, but you do it regularly though.
Yeah, like 3 days a week, weight training and interval hits, 10-minute hits, and then I do 2 or 3 nights of hot yoga, and some are yin yoga, which is very low tempo and just holding stretches a long time.
Any hobbies that have high risk exposure to, well, my God, fumes and toxins? As a hairdresser, you've got all kinds of...
Yeah, full on. I stopped doing as much color. I've get proper ventilation in the salon.
Yeah, wear gloves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm majorly exposed. It's been 35 years in the business.
Yeah, and whatever you put in your hands goes right to your liver, so, FYI, I know, like you didn't want
That might be rough.
Right.
Yeah.
Any particular issues with hearing, vision, smell, or taste?
I do wear glasses
Okay.
to read.
Okay, better than, how about heart or lung? Shortness of breath, coughing, wheezing, chest pain, palpitations?
I get palpitations. Everything else I'm good, but I do occasionally. When I did drugs and alcohol, I'd have it daily. And the doctor would tell me, you should really cut back on the coffee. And I said, Doc, if you had any idea. So it's been a lot better. I get that very infrequently, but when I do, it's concerning. It's a racy heart. And the way that it feels like a screen door just opened and it won't kind of flutter shut.
Okay. What about,
What is it called? Prolapse valve? Prolapse?
there's all kinds of things
Okay.
that can happen. We're gonna talk, eventually, I'm gonna come down to a couple of recommendations you may wanna think about doing
Okay.
prophylactically. Look, medicine of the future,
What's prophylactic mean?
in advance, medicine of the future is identifying disease processes and doing something about them before they manifest themselves. Once the horse is out of the barn, it gets tougher to stick the horse back in. So some of these little things you're telling me may kick us off into a path, other things you may want to look at.
Okay.
Yeah. What about bowels, working okay? Constipation, diarrhea?
No, they're pretty, twice per day. I understand you're supposed to go every time you eat, no?
No, not everybody, some people go every 2 or 3 days, so there's...
No.
it's,
Daily, for sure, like clockwork.
Any blood?
No.
How about urine? Urgency, frequency?
Yes, that just started to happen, and I had a few suggestions that I thought were bogus, like, think that you have 10 hours before you're gonna go, or it's called the key syndrome. You put the key in the door and it's like you have to use it.
What symptoms right now?
just having to go, like,
frequently.
uh,
Well, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
yeah, but then I change my mind about it, and I kind of stitch it up on the inside, and I say, no, I'll go in about an hour, and it changes it.
You lose urine if you go out for states.
No, but if that happened during an emergency, maybe.
Yeah. You could jump on a trampoline, not worried about it.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Any serious neuromuscular issues, arms, legs, back, shoulders, knees, or joints?
my joints get a little squeaky, and I think that has to do with food sometimes, my intake, inflammatory stuff. Knee and joint pain. I do take glucosamine, and I notice when I'm off of it, I feel my joints a lot more. So I don't know what that's doing to my liver, but
No, glucose is fine.
it's fine? Okay. So my knee, sometimes I get a little crick in the shoulder when I work out wrong, and my knee and my lower back, I always feel it's part of that L5, L1 thing.
That's still smoldering there if you
Yeah.
screw up a little bit, they're just gonna talk to you.
Yeah, either dating the wrong guy, it'll flare, or picking up something wrong.
What about, last little piece of data I'm trying to collect here. Talk a little bit about how well you chose your parents. Father alive or passed?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, passed.
Passed. What was the cause? Was that,
A brutal suicide.
how about mom, alive or passed?
She's alive, 88.
Health issues?
She's an alcoholic. Recovered. Diabetic. She'll kill me if I say any more.
That's enough. Okay, I don't want anybody to die over it.
She is a pacemaker. She has congestive heart failure. But God bless her, she's got her wits about her. She's kicking ass. So
You got brothers or sisters?
I have 2 half-brothers and a half-sister I never met.
Any family history of cancer back here? Blood
Hanson, yeah, my mother's youngest sister died of cancer.
What kind?
She got hit hard, breast. And I think my father's mother died of breast cancer. And I have a first cousin that had a hysterectomy due to cancer. So I do think that I'm in a genetically high-risk area.
Have you had your genetic?
Oh, and my brother, my half-brother had prostate not too long ago.
Well, yeah, you are.
But his father died of an aggressive cancer, so I'm thinking it might be linked to his dad.
Yeah, well, have you ever had genetic testing done? Like a BRCA gene?
No, but I was actually wanting to do that at this point. Any other time, I don't think mentally or spiritually I could have handled that. I go, you know, if it came back now, positive for the BRCA gene, as far as a hysterectomy, I'd be like, take the goods, I'm not gonna have kids at this point. But I think a couple of years ago, or more than a couple of years ago, I just wasn't ready for, even with the breast thing, but now I'm like, well, if the BRCA gene came back even with the breast, maybe I would do a little enhancement.
Okay, well.
You know, so I don't know, so I think I'm more ready for it now than ever. I think I could handle the results and without it being damaging.
Yeah.
I could be progressive.
Oh, we talk, maybe on my list of things you may want to think about.
Down the road, we're on the road.
We are on the road, and you know what, there is no dress rehearsal for this.
Right.
What about, tell me about the recovery process, tell me about your drug and alcohol use.
I was a late bloomer, thank God. I was introduced to it early on, right after cigarette smoking, pot, a little bit of alcohol from 15, and then cocaine, 15 to 18, and it got hairy quick, and I bailed out, and I was a control freak. So I let my alcoholism, per se, manifest in a geographic, career, boys. I kept myself really busy. And I didn't realize that there was an underlying current problem, you know, because I was smoking like a chimney, but I was moving to London, open up a salon, come to New York, do this, do that, acting, blah, you know, with a lot of different people intimately, never at peace. And so after my father's suicide, he decapitated himself with a shotgun, drunk, you know, so, and he's had a very, kidnapped at the age of 6 with me, took me on the road. I was exposed to a lot of crazy behavior, and so I just moved to New York. I'm like, I'm gonna go there and cut my way to the top, and so I was extremely, I thought, ambitious, but I was just running outside of myself, low on fuel. So when I finally picked up a drink, I think it was 30, and then when I would get sloppy or drink too much, then the drugs came into the picture at 33. So I had a 6-year run that had me at death's door, spiritually bankrupt for 6 years. And at 39, I buckled and was like, please, steer me in the right direction. I surrendered, gave up the fight, got sober, leaned in heavily on the sober community, and pulled myself out of that tooth and nail.
So you've been sober since 39?
Woo! 13 years, June, thank you.
Yeah, isn't it weird that after that, you still have to make that decision every day?
Every day. Because it's on me. Just like the food is on me, the health, the compromise, the denial mechanisms, the little devil on my shoe. You can have a cigarette, you can have this. It's all part of my sobriety, like how free do I want to be? I want to get my head out of my ass, and I want to start living life. Life has got enough twists and turns that I could take on. I don't want to fight myself anymore. So I'm on the path, I'm doing it, facing it. This is all about coming out of denial. Like, you know, get your ass on the scale, where are you at, mentally, physically, spiritually.
A couple quick things about drugs. Any opioids part of that?
Oh, Xanax?
No,
No.
anything, heroin, methadone, anything?
No.
Okay.
I was an up kind of gal.
So no opioids, right?
No.
Any IVUs?
No. Big, not a fan of needles. Thank God.
Yeah, what? That actually is probably your favorite. There's a certain number of things
Yeah,
that.
except for you trying to get blood out of me, that's gonna be a
Oh,
whole thing. Whoever it is.
We'll send you the stuff. It'll go right through your heart if we have to. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you think's relevant? And the other thing I want you to think about is this. If we have 2 or 3 things that you want to improve, what are those going to be?
2 or 3 things I want to improve,
Health-wise.
health-wise. My weight, you know.
Now, the scale is not the right metric. We're talking about body contour.
Yeah.
You want your body to look better.
Well, vanity is definitely a part of it. You know, I'm in the business,
That's not
so.
necessarily vanity, because weight is I'd say that because for people who train health, muscle weighs more than fat, so sometimes the scale
Right.
is not the,
A lot of my guy friends and my boyfriend, a lot of people are very okay with, you look great, you know? So I'm not out to be skinny or too thin, and I can't imagine, you know, I'm gonna follow the guidelines and go down. I wanna see what optimum health looks like, you know, for me, and my frame and my age, but I don't wanna be too lean that I look drawn or I look older, and so I do want, you know, the healthiest package and what I feel comfortable. I have a feeling being too lean is not in my comfort zone.
and you said, did we say, you said muscle endurance is okay. Memory, brain fog, is that something that could be improved?
Yeah, clarity. Yeah, clarity. No racy too much, can't retain information, yeah, like a, sort of like an ADD feel.
Okay. So a lot of the menopausal things that you feel are better controlled now, hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, all that's better.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I don't think you got any other questions, unless you got something.
For you, like seeing me, what's your general if you had to put a percentage on me, like your,
We're not even close to that yet.
no?
No, because you know what I told you before?
What?
The blood doesn't lie.
Oh, the blood. So what you can see is just bare
Listen,
bones.
you would appear to have a healthy woman, weight-wise, tissue-wise. I think there's a few things that would be nice to pick up. I'd like to see, osteoporosis, maybe look at heart, the heart thing, and some palpitations. Maybe want to get a stress test on you at some point. A few things that maybe want to just look at.
So this is all about your thing, what you do is like, preventative, forward-thinking health.
Well, part of it, I think prevention is important, but we also do now treatment. So what imbalances exist for you now that may need to be improved? It may be that your current HRT physicians are doing a wonderful job, many of them do. But it'll know real quick once we get blood on you.
Right.
And if maybe they're hormone related, we'll take a look at that.
So the blood doesn't lie. Okay, I'm looking forward to this, seeing the real truth and getting busy and seeing what you're gonna.
So I want to do a couple things. The only thing I really was going to do today was take a blood pressure on you.
Okay.
We can do that now, we can do that later. And then I want to go over your labs. Now, these labs are older.
11 months old.
Yeah, so
Okay.
these would not be since you started, you had not started your hormones at this point.
I guess that was what she needed
To start your hormones.
to start me off, yeah.
Right.
So I'm sure they've changed a little bit.
Well, yeah, you were not taking anything when these were drawn, right? These are without hormone replacement.
Right.
That's perfect, okay. Right. You want to take a look at these together?
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna cut the cameras here, and I'm gonna go through that, I'm gonna edit the portions, because some of that was really private, so what we wanted to do was have you guys do the blood work, and